This video is part of the ITrac Free tutorial series. ITrac Free allows for up to 5 cases, 10 documents, and 5 videos per month at no cost. You can upgrade ITrac Free at any time to a paid version to expand the capabilities in the number of cases, documents, and videos that are allowed. This video will cover case entry. To enter a new case, go to Investigations and Case Entry. Select the subject type, typically individual. Enter the subject name. Enter the Social Security number and driver's license if available. You can also enter the claim number and an alternate customer reference if available. If the subject is already on file, it will be displayed here. There may be more than one subject listed. You can select the correct one if it's already on file. If there are already investigations matching the information, such as the claim number or the subject that were entered, they will be displayed here. If the subject already exists, you can select Existing Subject, which is selected in the upper section here. If you create a new subject, you can confirm the first, middle, and last names of the subject prior to creating the case. The case number is typically left blank unless you want to manually assign a case number. The division defaults to the default division for the user that's signed on. The work type and the client. The customer division, which would be the office for that client if you deal with multiple locations for that client. And the examiner or client contact who assigned the case. Once this information has been entered, click Create Case. A new case is created. Here we have the case number that was assigned by the system. And below we have the intake sheet where we can enter all of the details for the case. Note that for the client, you can show details for the company, the division or office that you're dealing with, or the contact, which is the claims examiner in this case. The number of reminder days, which is the number of days before the due date that the case will appear in yellow on your lists. The request date, the date the case was requested by the client. The assignment date is the date this case was assigned to an investigator. And the due date, which is the date that the case is due. The complete date, which does not get filled in at this point, that would be the date that the case is completed. If the subject is represented by an attorney, you can check this box. If it's a rush case, check Rush. If the case has been sent to the investigator, check Sent. Assigned to is the investigator that the case is assigned to. If there's a case manager for the case, you can select that person here. The law firm and attorney under the Client Details section would be for the law firm and attorney that are representing the client. Next, we have the insured details. If the insured is an individual, you can check the individual box. There are also labels, whether this is an employer or an insured. This would be the company who is the employer. If you have a contact at the employer, that may be entered here. Additional information for the insured or employer. And the employer details. You can also display details for the company, the office or division, or the contact. Next is the subject information. This has already been entered because we selected an existing subject. If it was a new subject, all of this information needs to be updated. The comments section would be comments that are specific to this particular person, not necessarily this particular case. And in the lower section, if the subject is visiting a medical office or physician, that information may be entered here. If there's an appointment with the physician, that may be entered here. And if the subject is represented by a law firm or attorney, they may be entered here. The requested work to perform. And the billing type and the rate. Note that details for any of the contacts or companies involved in the case can be viewed, either viewing through the quick view or by clicking Open to view the complete record for the company or contact. You can return to the case entry by closing out the record that was opened. When you're finished working with the case, you can either click the red X, or you can save your work as you go by clicking the Save button.